How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV News Daily. I'm with Cecil today, doing his thing with the blank pieces of paper.
Yeah, it's official, isn't it?
You're gonna wrap Cronky out in this one as well today.
Oh, I need a pen. Oh, we got a pen.
You
lit.
got that there today. You
Come
got
on,
that there.
Come on.
To be honest, it's lucky I'm here after yesterday and Turkey's performance. But this
Yeah,
is
I heard
AFTV.
you- I heard you ran
this
off.
is not Robbie's channel. Huh?
I heard you ran off,
I didn't run off. I walked off.
and I heard a scream, like
I forgot my mic was on, but it is what it is, man. Sometimes frustration gets the better of you, and
people are saying more passion for Turkey than
at the same time, people don't understand that. Listen, I was going into that game here in Arsenal are preparing not preparing, but made a 40 million offer that was rejected for Ben White. So
Can we talk?
Turkey on one hand, and then you got Arsenal on the other causing man headache, because this whole Ben White thing. The main news today, Chris Wheatley has said that Arsenal will return with an improved offer for Brighton defender Ben White in the coming days. Obviously, the 40 million bid was rejected. I can't make sense of it.
Yeah,
James has kind
let's
of
talk about it. Yeah, because James B, he said Ben White, it's a good decision, good thing that we're going in for him. Let's talk about it, because I disagreed massively.
Yeah.
James said that he's better than what we've got. I also kind of half disagree with that as well. I don't know if your thoughts on that. I said Gabriel for me tops Ben White. I think the price they're asking for him, obviously they turned down a £40 million bid. Arsenal apparently be doing a revised bid for 45 million. For me, it might even get to 50 million. That's way too much when we have so many other positions that need to be filled. And do you know what? It's getting me more and more angry. And I thought I was going insane, but I'm glad when I spoke to you today, you were like, nah, bro, I'm with you.
I can't believe we knocked on Brighton's door and it wasn't for Bissouma. Firstly. Now, secondly, we're going for a centre-back, spending what will probably be at least 25% of our budget, and likely more closer to 50% of our budget, especially without player sales. The only sense I can make of it is Arteta likes the idea of an inverted fullback, and we saw that with Xhaka slotting in for Tierney in those games, when potentially Saka was probably the more viable option if you want a smooth transition. But obviously you put Xhaka there, Xhaka would slot into the midfield or go into a back three. So maybe with Ben White he sees him as an inverted right back, because how we haven't gone all in for a central midfielder, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, or a right back is not making sense to me. Chris Wheatley said yesterday that we've made offers for 4 players. That's all good and well, but it looks like one of them's Lukango, which will be 15 to 20 mil. Yep. It looks like Ben White is the big one of the lot.
So he's a shiny sort. He's one that the Kroenkes are kind of saying, look, you'd be happy with this, Ben White, and it's the position that, in my opinion, we need to fill the least. If I'm completely honest, we've got William Saliba coming back, Mavropanos, Rekic has been doing well as well. Yeah. There's loads of players, and we still got Gabriel there.
Someone here says we do not. Arshad says we do not have a ball progressing centre back, and I guess with Louise gone, I understand that statement. But this is where someone like me delves deeper into things. Yeah. To understand how we get into this position. Yep. After the last 2 summer windows, bringing in 3 centre backs, or supposedly bringing in 3, one hasn't played for us yet. When you chop and change managers, and I'm not saying we was wrong to get rid of Emery, I'm not saying we was right to appoint Arteta, I'm not saying Arteta should still be in a job here. What I'm saying is when you chop and change managers, Emery brought in Saliba, Emery had a plan with Saliba. Yeah. You'd hope he had a plan with Saliba.
I hope so.
Now Arteta doesn't seem to even like Saliba. Because for me, if Ben White comes in, it must mean the end of Saliba for me. Because we've spent 27 mil. We haven't seen him play yet. We can't be. We're not Chelsea. We're not Man City. We're not Liverpool. Where forget Liverpool for us. Chelsea, Man City, Man United. Yeah. We spent 30 million on a centre back 2 summers ago. We spent 30 million on a centre back last summer in Gabriel. We're about to spend 50 million on Ben White. Yeah. How's that making sense?
It doesn't make sense. And the business for us, we always buy players for high prices, and we'd never be able to sell them on properly either. And Ben White's definitely one of those players that will probably happen the same sort of story. It's not needed. It really isn't. I think we need 3 new midfielders, a Turkish, a backup left back, a right back, a striker, even a backup goalkeeper. So
I assume Ben White is right-footed. I assume so, because Gabriel Mari, in terms of left-footed centre-backs, I'm happy
they're strong enough. Yeah, so am I.
That rotation on the left side of the centre-back, I'm fine with that. You know, we're not in many competitions next season. It's all domestic. Fine, we can make do with that. Yeah. So if Ben White's coming in, I'm assuming it's going to be right side. I look at Holden just been given a contract, hence why I'm assuming Saliba must be on the way out. But on the other hand, Arteta has also said that Saliba will be with us next season.
Yeah, well, after Saliba's loan spell, I don't know why why he would be looking to be sold. I know they're trying to raise funds, but I think that's a bit of a violation. You might, like, he's done what he needs to do on loan. Arteta apparently protected him by sending him out on loan.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're looking to sell him.
You know what? Saliba did do a few things that I'd say that I'd be disappointed and probably upset with in terms of Instagram comments with Guendouzi and Fofana.
Yeah.
About, I think he alluded to being in jail and being free at last and whatever else going on loan. I wouldn't like that if I was manager.
But there's other things that other players have done under Arteta that you may not like as well, like Xhaka. I know, you know what I mean. He's done things as well. There's other players that comment online as well, and I'm not gonna. I hear that, but for me, that's not I think there was aggravation towards William Saliba from Arteta's side way before the comments were put on social media.
That's when it comes down to, okay, what could it be? And I can't put my finger on it then. If it doesn't come down to those comments and Arteta's feelings about those comments, then I don't understand why we're in a situation now where we spent 60 million on 2 centre-backs in the past 2 seasons, 2 young promising centre-backs, and we're going to go in for a 50 million supposed young promising centre-back. Yeah, 23 years of age, but I don't know much about Ben White. You know, I've heard good things about him, but we've heard good things about Tom, Dick and Harry. It doesn't mean Tom, Dick and Harry are going to make it. So I just don't get it. 50 million, we're going into Brighton. You know what this reminds me of? When we went in for Gervinho at Lille. Everyone wants Hazard, and we go in for Gervinho.
Yep.
This one feels the same, but to a lesser extent. And where Arsenal are is a lesser extent. We went to Brighton, and instead of going for Bissouma, we're going to go for Ben White. Someone else like Liverpool might snap up Bissouma, and we look like the mugs again. I'm hoping if we do go for Ben White, he turns out to be the next Tony Adams, and we turn a corner. He's our captain.
You're asking a lot.
Exactly. It could turn out well, but we're not in a stage. I'm not in a stage as a fan for me to be trusting a new process all of a sudden. The year you told me to be excited was the year Saliba came in, right?
Yep. For the owners Senate, was the year. 2000? No, it might have been the year after.
Yeah, or the year after. Around that.
Yeah.
This is essentially telling me that you got that wrong, or whatever's happened with the managers happened, and you have to fix another mistake you've made just 2 years ago. You're still fixing mistakes from 10 years ago. Let alone fixing mistakes 2 years ago. Let alone fixing the mistake of bringing in Willian last summer. There's so many little things that this club have done that really don't make sense and hold us back later down the line. That people don't understand sometimes why I'm so pessimistic about a lot of these things.
I get it. Trust me, you've had an impact on me. That I remember we spoke about the fixtures got released. We did a live, myself, Robbie, and James, and I was very pessimistic in it. Very, very pessimistic. I was saying that what's giving you guys the hope and faith that we're going to do well, and that the guys like, no, we've got a good little run after obviously the opening games. There's a good little run, but the teams that we're playing, they're miles ahead of us in the run. They said Aston Villa's. They're showing so much more. I don't know what's the word. There's so much more desire to be a better club than we are. They're trying to bid for Emile Smith Rowe. They've got Grealish and Buendia. What's going on?
Grealish must be on the way out of Aston Villa.
He must be.
I know this is AFTV news, but we're talking about Grealish. I think he must be on the way out, and I think after the Euros that'll be sorted. I think Aston Villa are moving like a club that early part. It looks like. You remember when we used to sign a couple players early on in the window and would think, we got. Who was it? When we signed Cazorla Podolski, and I was thinking, Cazorla Podolski Van P is looking juicy.
Yeah, that sounds.
And then we sell Van P, and it's like
that hurt you, innit?
It's not so juicy anymore. Do you get it? It reminds me of that.
But that's kind of what it is. It's obviously Aston Villa. I just said it there. They put in a bid for Emile Smith Rowe. We declined it. Ever recent 25 million. On that, we're going to talk about would you expect to see Emile Smith Rowe leave this summer? Say if a £40 million bid come in, would you be okay seeing him leave Arsenal? Everyone watching as well, because I had a discussion with someone and they said, 40 million, 50 million for Emile Smith Rowe. I know he's one of ours and one of our own and stuff, but that's a lot of money.
I'd be more worried about the replacement. So obviously 40 mil for Emile Smith Rowe is worth it. He's worth that. But knowing Arsenal, where would that 40 million go? Now, if Arsenal went back to Aston Villa with, you want to give 25 million for Emile Smith Rowe, how about we give you 50 mil and Emile Smith Rowe for Grealish, or 40 mil and Emile Smith Rowe? That's business I'd want to see from Arsenal, because then I see, we're getting him for him in a sense. So I know it's a ready-made upgrade, ready-made replacement. Maybe not like for like positions, but essentially attacking midfielders.
Yeah.
But just taking 40 million for Emile Smith Rowe, knowing that Arteta, Edu are going to be in charge of it all. Richard Garlick, someone here said, let me get this up now. Sorry, I just
No, that's why I keep looking for it. While I was saying that, I see a lot of people in the comments saying, no, Smith Rowe's one of ours, they wouldn't want to see him leave, no. I get that, but he's been linked to a lot of people in swap deals, Smith Rowe.
People, I'm going to be honest with you, yeah? In the next 3 years, if Arsenal don't get the business right, we're going to be losing Saka or Martinelli, let alone Emile Smith Rowe.
That hurts.
Yeah? So
that
is the reality of the situation. Yeah?
Did you say 3 years? I think less than that.
In the next 2-3 years.
2, yeah, because Saka's... If we don't do business right, Saka, I mean, I'm sure a big club's going to come in.
So if there's interest over and beyond what a player is really worth right now, and you can maybe get a deal done where you benefit the squad, maybe... Listen, I understand the Hale end, I understand coming through the academy, I understand all of that. But where Arsenal are now, we're brass, we have no money. We have an owner that doesn't give a shit. And we have people in charge of the money that comes in that don't know how to, how to manipulate the market, business, how to do business, how to be shrewd. So all in all, like I said, I wouldn't sell Emile Smith Rowe for 40 million direct because I don't trust Edu and Arteta to use that money wisely. But if it was ever touted that we could Emile Smith Rowe on money for Grealish, then yes. But then it comes down to, would Grealish want to sign for a club like us at the moment? Yes, he's got his allegiances, or I believe he supports us, or he said good things about
us. But I don't think for his career-wise, I know Arsenal's a big club. You're right. We're not in any European football. He's dubbed. Well, if you live in England, you know how much everyone's talking about Grealish. They're saying he's half Brazilian and all this. So you're right. I don't think he would want to come to Arsenal right now, even though he's a big fan. I don't think that's the right club he would go to. On that, quickly, let's. I want to ask you and everyone watching, because I don't have a clue, and I was going to swear then, but I'm not going to swear. I don't have a clue. What is Arsenal's main priority? Because we've been told a lot of things. We got told Buendia. We know what happened with that. Then we got told it was Odegaard. Now, what I'm hearing now is that Real Madrid aren't looking to give Odegaard to us at all. They've stopped talks with us. So, and they did. I heard before that they were offering a swap deal for Emile Smith Rowe and Odegaard. So it kind of fits in nicely. But who is our priority? I don't know. For me, it was Bissouma now because it was Buendia, but now it's Bissouma. But the way Arsenal are moving, it's probably going to be, they might say Ben White now. Maybe number one priority.
It's all mad. It's actually all mad because we've gone into the window and the first player we've gone for is Buendia.
Yep.
So that highlights they want an attacking player that will cause some, creative damage, yeah?
Went from midfield,
which also tells me that their contact with Real Madrid following the season end and the Buendia bid was probably, Real, are you interested in giving him back to us for a year or potentially selling? Real said no.
So then they went
for Buendia. Right. Yes, different types of players, but still attacking mids, and he can play, not across the free, but he can play right and attacking mid.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. That to me tells me that a priority for Arsenal is getting a creative player in, which is right. Because without Odegaard coming in January, we would have lacked creativity too. Yes, Emile Smith Rowe helped, and Saka helped, and Martinelli helped, but we need another creative outlet. Then we hear about Xhaka potentially going. Now, regardless of that news, we should have been in for a central midfielder. That's why with the Bissouma thing, I don't know why we're not in for him. I don't know why we haven't
I don't know why we haven't heard any news on that. I don't know what's going on.
We only hear about Neves until when Xhaka is rumoured to be leaving. That's when we hear about Neves. So, okay, replacement on upgrade, I agree with that.
But that's gone quiet now as well.
That's gone quiet too because Xhaka's gone quiet with Roma because it's apparently a 13 million bid that's been rejected. So this club now, this is how I see it.
How much do they expect to get for Xhaka? Sorry, let's.
Xhaka is worth a bit more than 13, but I'm in the camp that
I'm at 15.
It's more damage keeping some of these players than haggling over a few million. That's how I see it now. At the end of the day, if you hold on more, the value goes more down. We've seen players leave for free because we didn't want to take a certain amount of value for that player at a certain amount of time. I look at Sanchez and we could have sold him the year before for I believe 50, 60 mil. We didn't, and ended up with Mkhitaryan. That's how. So
that's mad. Yeah,
that's why I'm so pessimistic about it. But I feel like priority must be attacking mid, priority must be central mid, and priority, what they're telling us, is a centre back.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. So that's what we narrow it down to.
That's mad to me.
So as in that's what we need to feel, right back.
I can't believe we haven't been linked to a right back. That's why I'm going mad to say Ben White might be his inverted right back because.
But then, do we want someone whose main position I mean, it's his secondary position. Sorry, he's not a natural right back. Why are we not looking at natural right backs? Yes, Ben White's good. He's upcoming talent. He's putting out. He's going to be a successful player wherever he goes. But
we've seen Arteta copy Guardiola before, and now Cancelo's done what he done this season. You know, I'm not saying Ben White is Cancelo, but what I'm saying is you saw a system where there's an inverted fullback and it worked very well. So I'm just trying to piece together a puzzle that's not making sense.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also admitting that it's not making sense. There's no complete puzzle here.
And it's frustrating. And this is why I said about the Euros was our time to take a break from all this. But it's just, the more I come back to Arsenal, it's like, I'm stressed constantly with this club. Like, there's nothing that makes sense at all, anywhere, no matter what they do. Just quickly, I saw Mohammed in the comments when I said, who is priority? What is priority? I saw Mohammed comment saying Maddison. Now, we're going to quickly move on to that. Arsenal looking to have been linked with Maddison. That was a £60 million bid for him.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot of money. So if we look at Ben White, we look at Maddison. So in the past couple of days, that's the 60 million and the 40 million. That's £100 million.
Yeah.
£100 million basically bidded on players. One got rejected, obviously. I don't know what happened about Maddison yet. I think still waiting to hear. But yeah, thoughts on Maddison coming in?
Is that the rumoured bid, 60 million?
60 million, I got it here.
Okay, well, listen. Again, it could be a smokescreen. Yeah, like a few weeks ago, Tottenham were linked with Antonio Conte. Now they're falling out with Paulo Fonseca, for example, and being linked with Gattuso. So a few weeks, everything can change. We're being linked with Maddison now.
Yeah, 60 million.
We might get, you know, Donald James from League 2 in the end of this window. We like all of these names were being linked with all of a sudden now. And Chris Wheatley saying we've made 4 bids in the past week. It's not bids I want to hear of. It's business. We're not in a position now, Arsenal, and Cronkies are not in a position where they need to be, you know, trying to negotiate,
trying to get the best deal and all that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
They should just be saying,
go and do it. If Norwich want a 10% fee on there, they want an extra 2 mil, do it. But they didn't. And that just that in itself, whether you want Buendia, you didn't want him, you don't think he's good enough, championship level, whatever, that in itself, Arsenal went to bid for him, and the difference of 10% or a couple mil is what let Arsenal down. Now, if you don't like Buendia, put a player you like in that position. It would have been the same outcome, because it's the couple mil and it's the financial aspects that Kroenke and Arsenal couldn't.
Well, it's annoying because what's annoying is they went in for Buendia for 30-something million, and then they lost out, and now they're going for Maddison for 60, almost double that fee. So that doesn't make any sense, business-wise or in my head at all.
And then that works in the favour of, I said Buendia was our prime target because we went for him first. But then when you hear that Maddison 60 million whatever is coming out, then the people that said, Turkish, how can you say Buendia is a priority? Look at this, for example. And they're right. If you're offering more for Maddison, that shows that was probably your priority, but it also shows that you went for the cheaper option coming into the transfer window. You went for the potentially easier option coming into transfer window. Without losing that to Buendia, Maddison's name wouldn't even come up. If we got Buendia over the line,
we would never
at
heard
35 mil, 40 mil, we wouldn't have heard about Maddison at 60 mil. So I feel like, okay, Maddison might have been the priority, or Grealish might be a priority, but Arsenal still went into the window trying to cut corners financially again.
That wouldn't even make me massively happy from the Kroenkes. If they said, "Oh, look, be happy, we got you Maddison for 60 million," I still would be like, "Yeah, that's not okay. I think that's bad business in itself." You're
people that listen, I also want, because a lot of people, I'm not saying, look, like I said,
I know we're being very.
If you like Buendia,
go on.
Or you don't, that's regardless. But what I'm also going to say is, if people are saying Buendia is not worth 35 mil, those same people must say that Emile Smith Rowe is not worth 25 mil. Because I don't know. The last 3 years, who's been a better player?
Yeah, well, Emile Smith Rowe hasn't played though. I hear that.
Yeah, Emile Smith Rowe went Huddersfield.
I know. And that's an unfair. I know that's a bit of an unfair comparison, but I hear Buendia is the answer to that. But that is for me an unfair comparison.
It's the knee-jerk nature of a lot of fans, not just Arsenal fans, but a lot of fans. Buendia 35 mil? No way. Hold on, Aston Villa offered 25 mil for Emile Smith Rowe. Are they mad? Do you know how contradictory that is? You're saying 35 million for Buendia is too much, but then you're saying Aston Villa are mad for offering 25 mil for Emile Smith Rowe.
That's too low.
Who in the first team at Arsenal has had a good 6 months. At that, if that. Buendia has had a good 3 years, albeit 2 years in the Championship. But what I'm saying here is, let's be more realistic here. You know, if Buendia is worth 35 mil, then Emile Smith Rowe is going to be worth around that as well. A bit less probably, but as Arsenal fans, we overrate and overhype some of our players, and then act like we're too good for some players.
Yeah, that blows my mind. I think that's the fans that
we've been eighth 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. They're living in the past. They're in the golden
Where
eras.
did Leicester get Maddison from? Championship, Norwich.
Yeah.
Where did Aston Villa and Grealish come from?
Grealish, yeah, Championship.
And now we are talking about potentially Leicester and Aston Villa being better than us and moving better than us.
They are at the moment. Currently, from what I've seen, they've done business a lot better than we have.
So from where we are now, we are talking amongst Aston Villa and Leicester. Yeah, we're not talking amongst Invincibles and Man United, where we can say, Emi Buendia, he should be moving to a Leicester or Villa. We're not there anymore. We are the Leicester and Villas.
Facts.
We need to be going for players at,
Hey, chill, you're going to hurt some people's feelings right now, bro. There's going to be people here going mad behind the camera, bro.
I know, it's mad, but it is what it is.
I was going to quickly say, people listening as well, I love to throw the questions out to you guys. So if business doesn't get done early, which is not looking like it's going to be by the Kroenkes, are you going to give Arteta a more of an allowance if he gets players late and he's still adjusting to the new players that he's got in? So because if they don't do business early, the excuse is going to be, well, we just got new players. They haven't adjusted yet. They've got to give them time. Arteta had long with them on the pitch. Are you going to give him more time? Are people going to give him more time?
This would be the third transfer window that Arteta would have said he's been backed. So regardless of me knowing that whatever he believes backing is not being backed out, we need to be back to move forward. Regardless of me knowing that, he's told us that. So he gets no new allowance this season. Regardless of Chelsea, Man City being two of the first three fixtures. Listen, Emery had to go into that cauldron straight after Wenger. It didn't work out well for him in the first two games, but he managed a season out of that where we finished a point off top four and Europa League final.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got Chelsea, Man City in the first few games. I believe Arteta needs to go in and do something now. Yeah, he can't tell us he's been backed again for a third window in a row, or fourth window in a row actually, because Mari and Cedric were his as well, and then be afforded excuses. 4 windows is more than enough, even though I know in those 4 windows we didn't do nearly enough, which is so mad. But when a manager comes out and speaks so favourably for the board, who are not the board, the owner, who is the true problem at the club, he becomes a target.
Facts.
He becomes a target because he's the one there every week on the touchline. He's the one answering the questions every week. So Kroenke is out in his palace somewhere. No one sees his face. No one hears his name until some bullshit about Super League or a loan comes up.
We're going to get onto that. So let's get straight onto that. So Chris Wheatley reported, Arsenal took a loan from Barclays last month for an unspecified amount in order to help secure this summer's transfers. So we don't know how much he's took out on a loan. That's the second loan, by the way. If you guys aren't aware, it's the second loan that.
But that first one, 200 mil.
It was a lot. It was. I think it was.
I heard 200 mil.
Yeah, it was 150. It was over 100. It was 100 plus million. So that was. So we know we got our second loan taken out. I mean, for me, and the fact that Kroenke said they're going to be more connected with the fans, they're going to speak more, they're going to back the manager. You're going to see a lot this summer. It frustrates me to hear that they're taking out more loans. I don't know how it feels for you.
I don't know what's going on with FFP, because I thought FFP this year was in turmoil. I thought it was being scrapped. I haven't heard much news about it, and I thought the transition of FFP to whatever's next would be a time to manipulate the market, not by fucking applying for loans, by the owner actually going into his net worth and assets and money and pumping some in because there's no FFP. Even with FFP, you break FFP, you're banned from Europe. You can't ban us from something we're not in. So at the end of the day, us taking out loans and all of this, it might look shrewd now, but the same way Pepe looked shrewd a couple of years ago when we're doing installment plans, it's costing us now. Because when we bought Pepe, and I'm not saying we was right or wrong, when we bought Pepe, we was a Europa League team, and at that time we was moaning about having a Champions League wage bill with a Europa League budget. We bought Pepe on installments. We're still paying off those installments, and now we're a team not in Europe. So we bought Pepe off the back of Europa League budget, and now we have a no Europe budget. So the loans and everything make sense because they are fucked. We are fucked. Pardon my language, but that is the reality of it. I can't find a better word to replace what we are right now.
No, we are. We're in constant decline right now.
But if the loans come in and we improve the playing squad and properly improve it, then good.
But do you trust the people to do that?
No, because Edu and Arteta. Edu's telling us Willian needs patience in November. My man's been in the league 7.5 years. He's 33, and you're telling me we need patience with him. Come on. that highlights in itself, that moment highlights in itself that even if he gets it wrong, he's going to be wrong and strong. Because he got William wrong.
Wrong, yeah, facts.
And then in November, he was wrong and
Pride-wise.
strong about it. We can't have a director of football like that. You know? We can't.
Yeah, it was linked to a new director of football. That went down the pan as well. It's like no one wants to improve this club at all. No one within the club wants to improve it. They're just happy with mediocrity, and it's getting tiring.
And someone actually, Vegas Gunner actually mentioned earlier on in the chat, and I actually took a picture of it to get it out there. Do you guys think Garlic is behind this push for White and the links to Ramsdale and Maddison? Obviously, Richard Garlic, someone we brought in. I think he's an expert in contracts or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe he's got any part to play.
Is he our they said Rich Garlic is our director of football at the moment, but I don't know if that is...
Right, all I've read about him in his history is he's good with contracts, negotiations, financial side of things.
Where was he at for 8 years? Was it... he was
Didn't he work?
West... What was it?
West
QPR,
Brom.
West Brom?
West
Yes,
Brom.
it was, West Brom.
8
Okay.
years. Yeah, and that his 8 years at West Brom didn't really bode well. In between, he done some good business, but he came when they was promoted. He left when they were relegated. So if you just look at that, it's not great. But in between, it was good. I think he done some work for England. So be it. But I don't think Garlic is a scout, or Garlic is someone that's going to be flinging out names like White or Maddison or Ramsdale. In my honest opinion.
I don't think it'd be harsh to pin it on him, if I'm honest.
But also he's come in, so there should have been an improvement somewhere. So you can't pin it all on him. But what you can do is, what is he here for? That's the question you can ask.
Yeah.
You've brought him in. You failed with Buendia.
What have you done since? Because we're not seeing anything. It's confusing, because I heard Arteta say that they're not looking to any business until after the Euros. So this is why I just don't know what's going on. I think people are just throwing out mixed messages and being linked to players all across the spectrum, which, like I said, we don't really need. We're not prioritising the right positions or right players. Bissouma should have been done. Should have been done.
Yeah, and Wayne here says Fabrizio Romano said this morning that Odegaard was always Arsenal's priority. It wasn't Buendia, it wasn't Bissouma. But Wayne, I get you, but this is where us Arsenal fans go wrong. We should have 4 priorities because there's 4 positions in the starting 11 that need fixing. So it's not Odegaard was a priority, not Bissouma. Odegaard and Bissouma should be priorities because they're different positions.
Yeah.
Now, I'd agree with you here. I guess Odegaard was the priority, but
I want to know what priority though, Turkey. Sorry, I want to know what priority is in as an extended loan or a permanent deal, because I know James said a loan would be better. That's what James really said, because then we can test out the players a bit more. Obviously, we did it with Ceballos, and people found out Ceballos wasn't the one for Arsenal. We could do the same with Odegaard, but for me, I've seen enough. I'd have liked him on a permanent. Right now, I don't even know if the all communication's been stopped between Arsenal and Real Madrid for Odegaard. But if there was his priority, it's not happened again.
The first 2 weeks tell you that. That's all you need to do. Real Madrid, are you interested? No. That takes a day, 2 days, 3 days. You give them to see if they want to think about and mull it over. Done. 3-4 weeks into not the window, but 4 weeks after the season ends, nearly halfway into the Euros, we're still talking about our main priority was Odegaard.
How much do you think Odegaard will be worth? Considering Emile Smith Rowe is priced at 25 million, and obviously got rejected. So let's just say 30 million. Let's say around 30 million. Maddison's priced at around 50 to 60 million. How much would you have been happy if Arsenal put in a bid for Odegaard for? What sort of price do you think he's worth?
I'm gonna say 50 mil.
50 mil?
But it's not. I'm not saying I'm gonna be happy spending that. I would agree with James and say loan.
Okay.
Loan with an option to buy.
Yep.
Because that will free up more funds for the other positions. That's what I would have taken. But if you're asking me to put a price tag on Odegaard now, it'd probably be 50 mil or 45, 50 mil.
Yeah, 45. I think if there's a fair price, especially in the way the financial problems that Real Madrid are having.
Yeah.
I think 45 mil would have been good. Good price. Any more comments?
Yeah, we had a comment right here. Let me just bring it up.
So I know they flick round.
Here we are. Miran says, asked yesterday but wanted Turkish's opinion. Thoughts on us getting Grealish, given other top clubs already have the 10 sorted and Villa are pre-spending. Exactly. That's what I think with Villa. With Grealish, there's a window of opportunity, because as much as I think that someone must have wrapped him up because Aston Villa are moving mad right now, I think maybe Man City's priority would be Harry Kane and a striker.
Yep.
I think Chelsea's priority would be a striker and a right back, evidently with Hakimi. I think Liverpool now, that's an interesting one, because Liverpool are at that kind of crossover period where Salah, Mane is getting a bit older. They've got Jota in, they're linked with Rafinha. Potentially, but I doubt it. Tottenham, they don't even know who their manager is. And who else is the big? Well, we're the
other big club.
Supposedly big by name, not by football.
Listen. But do you believe Arteta could get the best out of Grealish at Arsenal?
I can't tell you anything about Arteta. I'll be honest. It's all riding a wave. He's riding a wave. You know, so it's hard
What
to...
you're saying, work experience still?
It is work experience because at the end of the day, he's coming... Listen, Arteta's first 2 years as a manager, or first year full-time as a manager, he finished 8th. Got knocked out by Villarreal, got knocked out to Southampton in the FA Cup, and I forgot about the League Cup because I don't care about the League Cup. That's his first full season in English football.
Yep.
Saved by an FA Cup that he won off the back of coming in halfway through. Fair, cool. Even though he should have been let go if you had an ambitious owner like Roman, and evidently you see what happens when you do.
Yeah, he'd have been gone.
But I can't tell you if Arteta's the right man to do something when he doesn't even know if he's the right man. He can talk a good game, but actions speak louder than words all the time. You
Facts.
know? And we haven't seen much action, especially this past 12 months from Arteta to give us faith that he is going to be able to get the best out of a lot of players. A lot of players, not just ones coming in now and ones we have at the moment.
I'll be intrigued. I don't think Grealish will honestly come to Arsenal. I think if Grealish did come, it'd be interesting to see how we'd play. I think we'd have to build around Grealish. I don't know how certain other players would like and work with that. The likes of Aubameyang, I don't know how you'd feel about that, but to get Arsenal where they need to be, you kind of got to build on players like that, especially like a player like Jack Grealish. So it'd been interesting. Let's quickly, I know we've got to wrap up soon. I'm just going to quickly just do some news on Gabriel being called up. He's been named for the Brazil Olympic squad. He's set to miss Arsenal's opening games of the season due to this. He was called up for Brazil for the Olympics. Yeah, so that's a big blow.
We lose Pepe for the African Cup of Nations.
Yep, we also lose Partey and that.
Partey, yeah.
We lose Partey. We lose a lot, and Aubameyang as well. With Gabon, so it's not looking. You know what? He's mentally preparing himself for the outrage.
El Nene will be starting in place of Partey come January when he's at African Cup of Nations. That's what I picture. That's what I'm used to from Arsenal. So let's see if that becomes true.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see.
Nice way to end.
It is a nice way to end. Gabriel, just quickly big up for being called up. I've heard he wants to not go over to Brazil and represent because he wants to be with Arsenal. So if that is the truth and it's come from him, fair play, and I respect that a lot. But we're going to struggle without you, if I'm honest. For me, you're top centre-back right now, ahead of Ben White. We'll end it with there. I don't know if there's any comments you want to take, actually.
Yeah, just a couple more. One from Andy saying, hi, Turkish. I've done a bit of research about Lokonga. He's worse than Neves and Bissouma. Why are we going after him? Andy, you know me, Andy, because I've seen you comment a lot of times on my channel, this channel.
Oh, this
I
club,
I
bro.
can't tell you why.
This club.
I can't tell you why. Some questions, there's no answers to. And we got another one from Gunner Station saying, late to the party, but Turkish, what are your thoughts on Arsenal going after Ben White? I don't understand it. Is he that good? I don't know. And would Maddison be an upgrade on Odegaard? I wouldn't say an upgrade, but I would say
it's level.
as interesting an option as Odegaard.
Be happy, yeah.
I'd be happy with either, especially where we are right now.
Okay, well, is that...
And that's about it,
That's
people.
all for the comments. Just quickly, I started these daily news shows saying I'm done with Arsenal already and the season hasn't even started. And that is the same mentality right now. So, hopefully things pick up. Hopefully we sign some players and I can change my mind for when the season starts. But right now, it's just rumours and talk. And it's confusing as hell.
Yeah, keep your eyes on Arteta, Edu, and most importantly, Kroenke.
Yes.
Get all these names we're linked with. Keep your eyes on them. They are the problem, and they're causing more problems as we speak. So make sure we remain focused and just watch them crumble, because they're going to crumble again. But people, love for the love. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We're only on 400. Get it up to 1,000 if you can. And we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah,
Friday,
same time.
Yeah,
same time.
We'll be here tomorrow. Yes.
Still live.